So once again, I'm Mario Vieira from Sacred Heart College. I'm here with Jack.
My name is Jack Strahan. I'm here from the United States. I go to Davidson Day School, and we're here on this archaeology project.
So as you see here, we're on top of the ball court. But if you take a look here, there are test pits and they have dug beyond it. So reason why?
Well, the reason why they did these test pits is so they could see on the top. So if you can go underneath it, you can see what they did before. And that's really interesting because you can see where they built things and why it's significant.
So are they from different periods of time?
Yes, there are walls under here that are rounded, and they're from the pre-classic. And the ball court itself is from the classic, so that's after a while back. So what you see is that they build on top of it, and they use the different spaces. And the walls down here from pre-classic, they're very interesting because they're curved. So we know they're significant because of the area and how they're shaped.
So now we find out that the Mayas used to build their temples in different phases. And what shows the most is the terminal phase, the last phase, but beyond, inside it, there are more phases, actually more things to discover.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Reyes and I'm here with Dusty Guns, aka Archaeology Man.
I'm Dusty Guns. My friends call me Archaeology Man sometimes.
We're interviewing him for this unit, which this unit is
D4/B3-E-12-1.
Oh yeah, Dusty Guns, what did you expect to find in this unit?
We expected that we would have a staircase right in this area here. However, we found a rounded terrace.
Did you expect to find what you actually found?
No, we didn't expect to find a rounded terrace at all because it's not symmetrical to the other side, which also has a staircase, and it's very unusual for pyramids to be this symmetrical like this in Maya architecture.
So why was it surprising to you when you found it?
We were really surprised just because it wasn't symmetrical, and it's something we've never really seen before.
Okay, that concludes what we interviewed for this unit.
Hey, my name's Sarah Eccles and I'm here with Sierra Thorson. We are students from Davidson, North Carolina, here in Belize excavating, and right now we are in Sierra's unit C-12-14, and she's going to tell us a little bit about that. So Sierra, what are your goals for this unit?
Basically, what we wanted to do is make a pathway between these two units and find where the wall intersected.
Awesome. Have you come across any obstacles?
Lots of rocks and this ginormous tree root that we use as a chair.
And how do you think you're going to get past this tree root?
We're actually going to leave it. We can use it as a swing. We're going to do pull-ups, all that stuff.
So everything you've been doing, did you expect to find all this?
No, the architecture was actually a surprise because if you look around the rest of the site, there's not a whole lot of curved temples.
Yeah, so that's really cool. What type of artifacts have you found in your site?
Lots of ceramics, lots of chert, and some quartz.
Awesome. Okay, so one more question. What do you like about archaeology?
What I really love about archaeology is that you can pick up an artifact that no one has seen for over 1,000 years and know that you're the first person to touch that in so long, and you can just imagine what that person's life was like.
Yeah, it's a really awesome feeling. Okay, thank you.
Okay, my name is Sharon Herrera. I'm 16 years old. I'm attending Sacred Heart College in San Ignacio. I'm doing a service learning project with Around the World with Us. I'm here with Mario. Please tell me the unit name.
This is excavation. Unit is B4.
Okay, and what is the structure called?
This structure is actually a pyramid.
Okay, I see that there's many different layers. Could you please explain that to me? Why?
At each layer we have different rulers. Yeah.
Okay then, well, how many layers do they have in total in this unit?
Totally there is 12 different floors and 14 levels.
Okay then, so have you met bedrock or?
Yes, actually, but not in the first unit of this trench because the trench is divided into 3 different units. The last unit is actually 6.5 meters deep. That's 627 to 30 centimeters.
So could you tell me what you find interesting about this specific unit?
This unit, we actually want to more and more every time that we expect to find probably like a burial and we don't find it. So the basic artifacts we find are like obsidians, ceramics, figurines, hutes is what the Mayas they used to eat, just normal. And actually we find earlier structures too. By going deeper down, we have floors after floors after floors. So actually, we've been down into bedrock on the first unit that is dug out in this trench. It is 12 floors and 14 levels. Now, going down to bedrock by measurement of centimeters is like 627 centimeters down.
How could you tell that there are different layers?
Because actually they would have here in Cahal Pech, the floors would be preserved well and they are white. Actually, the layers could be changed also if the color of the dirt changes.
How old is it when you get down to the bedrock level?
Actually, it's like 2300 BC.
Thank you very much. It was so interesting talking to you.
What's unique about the architecture that you found?
Well, everything in this plaza is pretty unique because the pyramids aren't symmetrical. We ended up finding different architecture. On the side of B3, we have a sloping plastered wall with a sub-apron, which is unique because there's no other architecture like this in this entire pyramid group.
On the B1 side of the plaza, we have pretty much the tallest wall on the pyramid. Because of collapse, it's hard to tell exactly how tall it is, but we believe it to be about 40 centimeters higher than any other wall on the pyramid. The plaza floor itself is actually quite a bit larger than the plaza between B1 and B2, and also 30 centimeters higher and sloped from the pyramid B1 to B3.
What new artifacts have you guys found?
A range of different size artifacts and things. For example, this morning we found this ceramic piece, and ceramics are important to archaeology because they help us date structures were built. By looking at this piece, we can determine that the structures were probably built in the late classic from the different style that this pottery has.
One of the larger pieces that we found is this large stone ear flare, which used to be part of a mast, which would have adorned the side of the pyramid. This is the second of its kind that we found in the unit so far, which is very cool.
And finally, just yesterday, we found this obsidian gemstone, which we are still unaware of its purpose, but we believe was either an earpiece or decoration for some adorned mask.
Alright, and what are you guys trying to find by excavating all the way back?
Well, we're just trying to get rid of all the dirt between the B3 and the B1 walls to discover how far back the plaza floor actually goes and where the walls end. This morning we managed to find the corner on the B3 structure, which we also believe to be not only the corner of the plaster wall, but the corner of the actual pyramid itself.
Guys? Hi, my name is Burkhart, and I'm here with Sebastian Soria and Daniel Hurtado Braun, and we're in the plaza between the B1 and the B3 structure. Also working on the site is a supervisor of the builder, and he's here to tell us about the steel evidence that they found.
Well, one of the interesting things that we found in our excavation is this piece of stone, which was apparently broken off of a much larger monumental piece of stone called the pila, which indicates that it was used for ritual worship purposes. We found it about 1 meter over the floor, which would indicate that people were still using this pyramid complex even long after the collapse of the Mayan Empire for ritual purposes.
Hey, my name's Sarah, and I'm here with Jim. Jim, can you tell us a little bit about your unit?
Tell you a whole lot, but I'll start with this is structure B3 at Cahal Pech here, and we started here this year to investigate what kind of preservation there might be remaining in this structure from the ancient Maya times, because this structure was heavily looted. It was looted in the back half of our unit here, but we found some tree stumps behind me. Here's trenched horizontally here. The looters missed this burial that we found today. And knowing that this burial was cut through this floor here, we know that it's probably a late early classic time period burial. And so what we're doing in the process right now, we've just finished planning the outline of the cyst with the lining stones and the capstones. And now we're getting ready to clean the unit so that the osteologist can come in and do her business.
Interesting. What artifacts have you found?
Well, it's just preliminary right now because we haven't cleaned it all together, but we have seen a red plate, which would have been over the head in the south end of the unit here. It's all fragmented, but it would have been covering over the person's head. And then where we did pull one stone earlier, we found part of the femur and part of the pelvis, and in that area there's also a small black bowl that generally we refer to as a Balanza black type of vessel, and that tends to be an early classic vessel. So this is why we understand this burial to possibly be around AD 600.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Jim.
Jones. I'm from Sacred Heart College. I live in Benqueviejo, and I'm right here beside Nancy, and at the back is the structure B5. So, Nancy, what were the first thoughts that ran through your mind when you were going to excavate B5?
I wanted to find like a middle preclassic architecture, so we wanted to expose part of the plaza and to see what we can find, basically, buildings.
Okay, so what were some of the artifacts that you found in this while you were excavating?
Well, basically, mainly we found like a pottery, we found shirt and some figurines, obsidian, and that's it.
Okay, as like I can see here, there are some holes. What are those holes for, or whatever they are?
Well, they are called test pits, basically, and we open or we excavate them to find like the earliest evidence of occupation in Cahal Pech, basically. So we want to find structures or artifacts that can tell us more about the ancient Maya.
Okay, so were you as a team leader, what were some of like your aspects that you gave your team members, or like to empower them to continue working?
Well, they are really enthusiastic. And usually I use, I don't know. I think they can say better. But I don't know, they enjoy their job, I think so. And they want to learn, I think so.
Was this pre-classic or?
Yeah, so we have like a several period of time here. We have the late classic, that's the huge building we see at the back over there. And then all the structures we see at the bottom are like a middle pre-classic.
Okay, as I can see, there are like two, to me it looks like two structures. Do they have a relationship?
Well, they are like a different structure, but they were built in different periods of time. And we can see the earliest, and then we can see how the building were like growing and changing in shape. And then this is the last stage of construction of this area, basically.
So after doing all this hard work, what were some details that you learned about the Maya?
Here we can see how the Cahal Pech population was like growing in complexity, and we can see it based on architecture. We have like a small buildings that might represent or were part of the small village, and then at some point during the classic period, we have like a huge structures like a palaces. So that means that the Cahal Pech was like a bigger, more complex.
On behalf of Sacred Heart College, we want to thank Ms. Teresa and the Round the World with Us for giving us this opportunity to work with the archaeologists, and we want to say thank you, Ms. Teresa and Doug and everyone.
Hi, my name's Sarah and I'm on top of Pyramid B1 with Rachel. Rachel, can you